He's not that girl, he's the man. It's Mike Barrett this morning on Kicks 105.5. Good morning, Mike Barrett.
Yeah, nice recovery there, big guy. I call in and he goes, "Good morning, Kirks." I'm like, "Hey, it's Mike." He's like, "Mike who?"
Mike who?
I thought you were kidding, but you weren't.
No,
So
I've only known you for like 6 years, man. Come on.
I know. I'm easy to forget.
Coffee hasn't quite kicked in this morning. So, all things going on, tell me about how business has been, challenges, positive things, and what you want to talk about this morning.
Sure. So first off, let's start off by reminding people that we are open. Our doors are physically locked. We are not able to conduct any face-to-face transactions, but we are able to help in any other way. And why is that? Well, we're deemed essential under the orders in place in Vermont. And why is that? Well, it's because insurance is still a necessary need that nothing can really pause. I mean, losses still happen. People still need insurance. So we are there to help. And there were a lot of things in motion before this whole COVID-19 pandemic really kicked into high gear, where there were houses that were being sold and closings that were being scheduled. And these are things that are very much still happening. So it's important that we're there to help. But we're also there to really help you through these what's going to be difficult times, where you're going to have to make some difficult decisions and look at the possibility of reducing cost. We are there. We have been doing that. We will continue to do that. And it kind of leads me to the conversation this morning. The past couple of weeks, we've talked at great length about how we've been trying to help out the business owners, especially those shuttered or we've greatly reduced operations. Well, insurance companies, and we started dabbling in this a little bit last week, Sean, on the air, but insurance carriers have really understood the need and have implemented, almost all of them, some sort of a rebate or discount that will be applied to the months of April and May.
Wait,
now,
let me stop you right there. If you just want to give me $20 cash, we can call it even.
All right, I'll take the rest of the money that you'll get back then. How's that?
What is the average rebate discount that most insurance companies are giving to the people that are insured by them?
All right, well, think about it. So most companies are doing April and May, so that's 2 months' worth of premium. Most companies are doing between 10 to 15%. I'd say more on the end of 15%. I have one company in particular that's doing 20%, and then winner, chicken dinner, one of my other companies said we're doing 25%, and we're doing for 2.5 months.
Oh, wow.
So how this will equate to you as the consumer, and this is going to be for only auto insurance, and I'll get to the reason why in a second, but this is really not a huge thing. I think it's a good gesture, a good posturing, if you will, by the carriers. You figure the billions of dollars they're going to be saving through the less people being on the road, less claims being paid out. That's what's really helping kick this off. I think most consumers with an average premium payment will probably realize a $40 or $60 refund from the insurance carrier.
Now let me ask you this:
huge.
just weird. You know how my brain thinks. You've been with me long enough. So yes, less cars on the road, less traveling because people don't have jobs. They're going to get some kind of discount on their car insurance. Now, have you found that people being home more and their kids being home more, that you've had more claims with people with either renter's insurance, home insurance, because more incidents have occurred just because of the fact that they're home now much more than they were?
That's an interesting question, and it's a valid question, and the answer at this point is no. There's not been more claims. Now, here's why. Cars are in motion. Homes are static. Homes stay in place. So you figure the highest probability statistically of a loss is impact with a vehicle. So you're seeing a great reduction of loss. So it's not really increasing the likelihood or probability of loss at the home yet. It's not to say that couldn't be realized, but it's not there yet. And I want to jump back over to what companies have been doing for all lines of business, and that is pushing out payment due dates, waiving late fees, really working with all consumers, whether it be personal insurance or commercial insurance, to really help people keep their insurance in place without having to sacrifice it and be able to make payments at a later time. And one thing, too, companies with the rebating, very big and very important. If you're listening to us in Vermont or New Hampshire this morning, it is subject to regulatory approval of each insurance department of every state. So while the companies have announced that initiative, there is paperwork that's got to be pushed through the departments in each state to be approved. Do I see that being stalled or delayed? No, I see that being probably very expedited.
Okay.
It was last week with some companies, and I continue to think that that will be the case, but it is subject to that regulatory approval. And one final thought this morning, Sean, back to business, is the National Council on Compensation Insurance, which is really the governing body of sorts, if you want to call it that, for workers' compensation, is working on some things because, there are people being compensated, but they're not doing their jobs, you know what I mean?
Right.
So maybe they weren't essential business, but the employers want to keep these people on payroll. So these people are now collecting paychecks, which every $100 of payroll equates to a charge for workers' compensation. Well, the NCCI crew has come together and said, look, here is a way that we're going to, and this still needs regulatory approval too, but a way to offset. If you're a mechanic and you're not able to work, but your boss is still paying you, you're home getting paid, the likelihood of you suffering a loss on the job is none. So that's going to be trickled into the National Council on Compensation Insurance rates. So that's something that's a work in motion. I haven't seen the final figures, but it's promising.
All right. So one question based on what you said. Give me a quick answer since we're out of time. You talk about businesses getting a break. When they get that break, is that added on money that they're saving you now going to get tacked onto the backside, forgiven completely, or is it going to be staggered out like you could just pay me $10 additionally every month for the next 2 years on what we're saving you? Businesses.
Right. That's a very good point. So it depends on the company. Now, I can answer on the companies that I've dealt with. We have done incredible reductions of anywhere between 50 to 80% of premium for restaurants that are closed, and that is not going to be on the back end hitting them again. It's based on the here and now, the months that they're not operating. We will reinstate the coverage and put the coverage back where it should be and needs to be operating when they are back in business, but that will not be retroactively premium charged back to them. That will be for future installments. So there's no nailing them in the end here. They're gonna be fine.
All right, Mike Bear, Barron Insurance Agency. If you'd like to talk to him, you can call him by calling
748-5224. Visit us on Portland Street in St. Johnsbury. Knock on the door. We'll wave out the window because we can't see you face to face. You can also find us online at barrettagency.com, Google, Facebook, and YouTube, all Barrett Insurance Agency.
Have a great day, Mike.
You too. Stay well.
Bye-bye.